Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Majo to Yajuu episode 9, in which we will probably finish this arc, although that's really not a given. We'll see. It's probably the longest arc. Yeah, it's certainly the longest arc in this anime so far. In the previous episode, what happened? Well, first of all, it turned out that Ashaf and Matt are still very much alive. Matt saved Ashaf in the last moment, and Lowell just didn't bother to check. Whatever. Maybe she just didn't. I don't know. Who am I to judge? And in turn, Ashaf saved Matt's life by using healing magic. So they're even. That's good. Then the priest dude, the executor priest guy, arrived with Helga in tow, and he. So what exactly happened? Yeah, he seems to seemingly killed. No, he was holding Helga, and Helga ran away from him. Freed herself, quote unquote, ran towards Guido, and then grabbed the sword. And turns out that she was being mind controlled by the priest guy. Yeah, something like that, something along those lines. So she got the sword, brought it to the priest, and the priest used that sword, uncovered it, unsheathed it, thanks to Helga, by stabbing her in the heart, because that's what's necessary to awaken it. And it's a powerful sword. It's a very powerful sword. It can summon a demon, essentially, a demon that can rend anything asunder, it seems, and basically destroy the world. The demon that can, that wants, not even wants. The demon doesn't have desires, the demon doesn't have wants, the demon doesn't have emotions or feelings or mind as we understand it. It only has instinct. An instinct to kill, an instinct to destroy. The priest was hoping that he can just mind control the demon with his forbidden tool, or whatever it's called, and utilize the demon to his own ends, whatever they might be. Unfortunately, it seems that it's not quite as easy as he thought. So he went on to gain some sacrifices, because of course, if we sacrifice enough human lives, it will certainly strengthen my arm, and I will be able to control the demon. That's how it works, and absolutely it's going to work this time. I can see that happening, exactly. So, a lot of many of Matt's subordinates are dead in a sacrifice. I believe including Lowell. Yeah, I believe including her. And now the priest guy just went off to find the villagers. Meanwhile, Ashaf, Matt, Guido, and Helga are placed, are against Ashgan. Yeah, are against Ashgan. Thankfully, the demon sword Ashgan is not the only entity that can destroy the world. There's another one, and her name is Guido. She just needs a kiss, and a kiss she shall get from Helga. Apparently, as we've seen in the preview, Helga, of course, hopes for a kiss from Ashaf, because Ashaf asked her for a kiss. But no, her first virgin kiss will be with someone else entirely. And I'm not sure how happy she will be about that fact. Well, she will certainly be happy to be saved. No doubts about that. We'll see. We'll see, of course. I predict some shenanigans and some comedy to ensue in regards to that. And I, of course, predict Guido to absolutely body Ashgan. Let's face it. She's the beast after all, the titular beast. This show isn't titled after Ashgan. This show is titled again after, well, not directly after Guido. It's not Ashaf and Guido title, but the Beast. So we could assume that the Beast is Guido, although that's not really given. Whatever, it's probably Guido, and she's gonna body Ashgan. That's my prediction here. And then body the priest, because he needs to be bodied as well. Or maybe someone else gonna do that. Maybe Matt, maybe Helga. We'll see. Yeah, that's my prediction. That's the summary of the previous episode, so I guess we can just start watching this one, shall we? To do it, we will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 9 of Majo to Yajuu in 3, 2, 1, go. Recap. Apple cinnamon tea. Right, and Matt is sacrificing his limbs to the elemental. First sacrifice acquired. Right, that's like the only thing that the demon sword cannot kill the one who unsheathed it. But anybody else is fair game, so realistically the whole world. Then again, someone sealed that sword, so it can be done again. Right, one more thing that we got in the previous episode that I forgot to mention. We got Helga's backstory, right? How her clan, her family were tasked with protecting that sword, and then they were all mind controlled and slowly picked off, and Helga was the only one remaining, who ran away with Ashgan and hid herself in the city, and the priest found her, and yeah, we know the rest. Fake out. Does it have any proper name in music theory, I wonder? Maybe just fake out. Actually, maybe I'm just overthinking it. Although I'm looking for some, like, Italian name, you know, intermezzo, etc. Unwillingly, but yes. Maybe you can't. Oh, so we see even more of a recap. Guido crawling forth, yeah, and the story about a kiss. Things are getting complicated. And the solution to a complication is the beast. Yep, getting her hopes up. A romantic kiss. And then a limp, dead body. Blood? Oh, her blood. I thought maybe, like, Guido is spilling her blood or something as a part of a ritual. No. He uses chapstick. Which reminds me. There we go. All nice and soft. Still holding up. Disarmed, but he still has both legs. And into the coffin you go. It's only the second time we see the beast in action. Punch through the ice wall? Or just walk through it? It really almost seems like using the beast form was an overkill for the first witch they dealt with, doesn't it? The natural enemy of witches. And demons as well, apparently. Oh, even he's trembling. Or his hand, at least. From the coffin. Don't use his right hand. Use your weaker one. Because they didn't have a beast at their behest. Just dodge. Skill issue. There are other things that also have immense power. Yeah, just parry. Easy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the elemental acts alone. Also interesting that his left arm is armored and the right isn't, which implies to me that the armor isn't really armor or weapon, but rather a limiter. Which also implies that the thing he has on his face is also a limiter of some sort. Probably not going to be enough. Yeah, just cut it in half, no biggie. So he can not just create and launch ice, he can create any sort of ice, anywhere. Three of those now. Probably gonna get cut anyway. Yeah. Okay, I guess he still has hands. Yeah, that didn't work for the first time. What makes you believe it's gonna work now? Especially with a cast time as long as this. Guido got cut. It's warming up. It's warming up. So destroy it early. Destroy it fast. Oh, the seal on his face is down. Again, I assume it's a seal or a limiter of some sort. Just grabbed it this way? Probably grabbed it this way. Mm-hmm. No, not even. Just one hand. You can actually hear Guido's voice actress there. Cool. I think it's just her voice, but modified. Hmm. That easy? Okay, so I thought it's Helga already resealing it, but no. It's Helga's probably like great 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 grandmother. The others. Hmm. Probably. Helga seems to care about Ashgan in one way or another. So the demonic form dissolves and. Oh, it just demonic form dissolves. Okay. I thought there's gonna be just the sword left behind, but no, it seems it just got vaporized. So was even Guido's left arm enough to kill it? Hmm. Ah, of course, pretending to be a survivor. Oh! And here's the crow. I thought she's gonna aim for the head, but no. I guess it gives them, like, plausible deniability. Just pray he doesn't die. Leg, head, chest. Those were multiple shots. So probably all of those. No, just both arms. Yeah, we couldn't, like, risk that he has another one of those, right? Makes sense. Power, why else? Of course. He's very easily broken, isn't he? I fully expected him to just, like, spit at Matt's face and be like, "Kill me, I won't tell you." But no. I guess he's just a lunatic. That would explain it. Hmm. Okay, so he can speak of his personal goals, but not of any sort of mission that he got. That is fair, of course. Yeah. Sure. Of course you were. Everybody says that. However, you are not good people. And you cannot turn out to be good. So, kill or spare. Hmm. So, not sparing them after all. Just eternal frostbite. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, with characters like the Ice Elemental and Guido. They're after anything that can help. Oh, so that's why she's weak. That explains a lot. The seal needs to be maintained. Why would you repair it, for fuck's sakes? Yeah, probably. A little bit happy, of course. Okay, more flashbacks to how Helga met him. Hmm. Compassion. Then again, Ashgan did not hesitate for even a moment, ditching Helga and finding another master, so. I mean, it's probably the first human interaction you had for however many years. Right, the second emotion that she mentioned when sealing him. Okay, cool. Not a bad ending to the arc. I'm gonna admit, I was hoping for a little bit more, fighting, so to speak. But I was not expecting it because this show clearly already has issues with like production quality and budget and whatnot. So I really did not expect to see like Frieren levels of fight or Shangri-La levels of combat. I was still hoping though. I was still hoping that they were maybe like saving up the budget and the human resources and whatnot to give us a nice fight between Ashgan and Guido. Alas, not the case. Maybe they're cooking for the finale. I don't know. We still have like what, 3 more episodes to go. Perfect amount for another arc. Maybe. I know. Again, I'm gonna choose to hope, but not expect. I think that would be the best way. Oh, Fanora? Origin Witch. So, like the first one, the progenitor of all witches. Interesting. And interesting to hear Fanora. Could she be the Origin Witch? I don't know. Let's watch this episode again. That's what I do know. Yeah, that's just the recap. Recap. Mostly. And yeah, I was expecting, or rather, I thought that both his arms were missing by now, that he gave them both to the ice elemental. But he shows later that he still has hands, so probably maybe not. I really like this effect on whatever it is. I'm assuming like Guido's spirit. I like that it's not the like, you know, usual quote unquote puff of smoke, right? That takes turns, twists in the sky and then enters the coffin or whatever, but rather it's kind of a vine, kind of a thorny vine, kind of a, I don't even know, a snake with something with blades. I don't know, it just looks cool. It just looks really, really cool. And this is another thing I like, that the coffin doesn't just like open on hinges or whatever, but the lid just falls off. That's cool. I was about to question what's this about the purple, and maybe the purple thing is what gives his right arm more strength, but I see that the left arm is similarly purple. Surprising to see no comment from Helga. I fully expected her to maybe like throw away Guido's body, like, oh shit, she's dead, or dead body's kissing me, or whatever, or have some sort of an interaction here. Maybe some fun, maybe something, but no, she just takes it in stride. I guess because the appearance of the beast is that much more impactful on her. This is cool. That I really think that we did not see the full extent of Guido's powers during the first time he was out. This is, no, I'm not sure if the full extent either, but closer to it. Even the demon sword stopped dead, and he has no issues breaking through the ice wall. Now, the left hand is not purple though. So which is it? Is it purple or is it not? Question, is he trembling or is it his arm? Like a magical entity feels another magical entity of higher power, so it trembles in fear, or is it he who feels it and trembles in fear? Don't use your right hand. The demon sword Ashgan is a blade that slices all creation. But yeah, I mean, you told me about it. It's nothing new. But yeah, the power that can destroy a world, there's quite a few actually. Couple of them even work for our organization. Power great enough to destroy the world is hardly unique. Not in this world of ours. This is another really cool moment, that if you enlist the help of an elemental, you can order it, yeah, but it also has its own mind. I was initially questioning why is Kuga, why is Matt attacking Guido? But no, it's not Matt. It's the elemental scared of Guido. Yeah, it's on its guard. The great elemental is warier of this man than it is of the demon sword, right? And yeah, just a casual parry with the left arm, not even using his right. I'm looking for the color of the left arm's fingers again. This is, oh, I was questioning why did I was wondering rather, why did Guido change the hairstyle to this like oh, sorry, from this unkempt hair to the like shonen protagonist. It's the force of the blast that slick his hair back. That's a really cool detail. That's a really, really cool detail. And see, it's things like that. Those small, tiny little details that really makes me believe that this anime could have been like top tier amazing if they had a little bit more budget, perhaps. If they were working on Shangri-La budget or Frieren budget or I don't know, any other like big, bombastic, well animated show, with this little attention to detail and with the source material that they could have still enhanced in adaptation, this could have been something like up there, really up there. And I guess it really kind of makes me question, how could have so many other anime gone, right? Like, imagine, I don't know, Frieren adapted by some other. Imagine Frieren Studio adapting Majo to Yajuu, and this studio adapting Frieren. How differently it could have gone, right? How much depends on the studio and the budget they have and the people they have. And it really makes me wonder how many shows that were perhaps completely disregarded because they had low production quality, how many of them would be seasonal favorites were they given to a studio with more money and more time and more or better employees, and how many shows were prominent and popular would not have been should they have been given to a less prominent studio, right? How many great stories are we missing out on because the production quality isn't enticing? I'm not 100% sure what to think of this fight, really. Mostly because most of it is Matt really fighting rather than Guido. I fully was expecting that, okay, all bets are off, Guido gets out of the coffin, now Guido is going to be exchanging punches with the demon sword. And it's gonna be great, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be super cool. But we are basically back to Matt just throwing ice at it. Like, he was throwing ice all this time and it didn't work, but he continues throwing ice for some godforsaken reason. And then Guido arrives once, grabs it, and the deal is done. And right, like, less Matt, more Guido, I would have preferred. Like, sure, have Matt help in the fight. Absolutely, why not? Have him serve as a distraction with his icicles. But it really feels to me like Guido should have been the main combatant here. Yeah, like, even those things are not working. And he continues throwing his ice and more ice and more ice, and it doesn't fucking work, and he continues to do that. And it's just kind of getting, I don't want to say boring, but uh hmm how do I say it best? Do you ever have a moment of like trying to find something and someone asks you, what are you doing? And you say that, oh, I can't find my whatever. And they start looking for it. And they keep looking for it and they keep searching and they keep getting, annoyed at the fact that they cannot find it. And you long ago have already just, you know, waved your hand at it, like, whatever, I don't need it anymore, it's lost, I don't need it that much. If I find it, I find it, but really it's whatever. You can stop searching now. But they keep searching and they cannot find it, and they keep searching and they cannot find it. And it's just an exercise in frustration, almost. I kind of sort of feel the same way, almost. Like, Matt keeps attacking with his eyes and it doesn't work, and he attacks and it doesn't work. I'm sitting here like, just stop throwing this ice, it's clearly not working. Just let Guido fight. Just let Guido punch this sword in the face once and the problem is solved. Just stop throwing your fucking ice, it does absolutely nothing. Right? This sort of feeling. Although Guido can be harmed. It's the closest Guido came to harm that we've seen so far. It unleashed even more power, and yeah, makes sense that it would need to warm up. And yeah, not warmed up enough, because Guido was able to just grab this strike, and the limiter is off. We see his full face. It really sounds like the voice actress's voice, just modulated. Who's the voice actress for Guido? Yotachi. Yeah, Yotachi is the voice actress for Guido. And she also voices Akira Tendo from Zone 100. I'm looking for male characters specifically. There is quite a few. Dorothy from Princess Principal. Yeah, it's mostly just voice modulation, but still a very cool effect. I like the fact that they didn't get like a male voice actor specifically for this body. It's still her voice, just heavily modulated. You can still hear it's her voice. That's cool. Grit those teeth, and a hit with the left arm. Straight to the jaw. And they're really making a lot of use in this episode of those like frames, right? Of those painterly frames. Which really kind of takes away from the dynamicism of the battle. Like, it looks cool, it looks great, don't get me wrong, but it does take away from the dynamicism. Like, it's no Frieren, but I wasn't expecting Frieren, so it's essentially up like perfectly to my expectations, maybe a little like below. I thought what they're doing here is they're just skipping the rest of the fight and we're getting to Helga just sealing it back. No, thankfully not. Thankfully it's just a flashback. Very stylish, in black and white. You'll remain conscious but unable to move. You'll live out an eternity of impairment, denied even of sleep. And it was because of a trick that he got sealed. Interesting. I can't make excuses for you anymore. I'd like to let you die quickly, but the others don't want that. I'd like to let you die, but I also want you to suffer. That all implies to me that there used to be a clan, a sect, an organization centered around the sword, utilizing its power, but Ashgan got too powerful, too hard to control, and Quena wanted to destroy it, and she was probably in the right, but the other members of the organization didn't, because maybe in the future we will find a way to control it, right? It's what gave our clan the power. We cannot get rid of it. We are the, order of the demonic sword. If we get rid of the demonic sword, we're just gonna be an order, right? Probably something along those lines. But also, yeah, Gwen also wants to just pity it and just give it a quick death. But she also wants it to suffer, so probably some personal issues as well. Ashgan perhaps killed someone close to her. I feel torn between hating you and another emotion, probably attachment. Same thing that Helga feels, right? She's been with this sword, probably using it for so long that she got attached. She cannot excuse it, the actions of this sword, but she got attached. Kinda like, I don't know, an owner of a rabid dog, right? For example, the dog got some maybe neurological issues, for example, and got indiscriminately aggressive and completely impossible to predict. And you love that dog because you've been with that dog for so much time, but it's just a danger to itself and to those around him. So it's gonna be a, show of compassion to end its suffering quickly and to save all the people around it. But you can't bring yourself to do that, right? I feel the relationship might be like something of that kind. I pray that my children at least inherit the feeling that isn't hatred. One of them did, at least. Helga. Hard to tell if it's CG or not. I think it might be, but I'm not gonna, don't quote me on that. Someone would exist who could stop me so quickly, and this city still stands. And Ashgan seems to care at least a little bit about Helga, at least in his conscious form, when he's not just indiscriminately destroying. No matter how much danger I brought you, you refuse to draw me to the bitter end. Nothing goes my way with you, Helga. What an extremely headstrong woman you are. I really was afraid that it's not the end yet. That the priest is going to run in, they're gonna let him in, he's gonna mind control them and slaughter all of the civilians, and worst of all, it's going to be for naught. Because Ashgan has already been defeated and resealed, and he would just do all those sacrifices for absolutely nothing. I was afraid that's gonna be the case, but no. Thankfully, as soon as I saw the crow, I already knew that we're safe. We're in the clear. I really was escaping a headshot, but no. Just ripped off his arm, or at least a part of it. 1 millimeter to the right and 3 down. It's really interesting to me that Helga is just taking all of it in stride. And even taking care of Guido's body. I don't know, it's just interesting that they absolutely did, that they had a chance to have some banter, have some comedy, whatever, at Helga's and Guido's expense, at the expense of their kiss, but they decided not to do that. We're taking it all seriously and perfectly straight. I know, it's just interesting. It's not like good or bad. Interesting and curious and I guess cool. A little bit good. You lack your other body's dexterity. Okay, so it's a trade-off. Big body has strength and raw power. Small body doesn't have that power but has dexterity. Interesting. Just, yeah. I can't aim that well. Well, just shoot and pray he doesn't die. Nothing more we can do, really. And if he dies, then he dies. Whatever. Yeah, both arms just amputated at the shoulder. He only showed that his right arm is, magical, but, just in case. Just in case his left arm is also magical, just get rid of them both. And in case he has magical legs, better safe than sorry. Shoot him twice more. That's a really cool looking vista. I really like the landscapes they show us in this show every so often. it's really interesting to me again, kind of weird that the executioner would just spill just like that completely. I guess he's one of the people who are extremely cocky and self-assured whenever things are going to their mind according to their plan. But as soon as things crumble, he just crumbles with it. He knows he's weak, he's scared because he has a reason to be scared. He doesn't have his magical hand to get him out of trouble, so he's just scared, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Not my mission, it was my personal goal. Right. Can't grab the sword from Matt. Can't let Matt do the work and then just control Matt and grab the sword. Gotta take it by force from the source. Makes perfect sense. We still don't know why exactly did he want it. I guess just generic desire for power, probably. Other executioners and the Holy Church also want the sword. Curious, like as personal goals or as organizations, I wonder. If Kugat retrieved the sword, it would never made its way to me again. Yeah. Executioners operate in pairs, but he was alone, so probably speaks the truth. Right, executioners officially don't exist. So yeah, we can arrest them as the culprits, but we can't really like go after the organization or anything like that. But you can just, arrest them posthumously. That also works. No one would be surprised to find them finely minced. We see like really just a series of how do I say it? Misdirections, maybe gotcha moments, kind of sorta. Right? Like, oh, the executioners belong to the dark side, so you can arrest them. But then again, it was a very big battle, so you can just kill them if you want. You don't really need them alive. Nobody would be surprised, right? But yeah, I'm soft, right? I forgive people if I know that there is some good in them, but there is no good in you. But oh, I'm going to ask you, Helga, what to do with them, right? I'm sensitive to blood, and I really don't want to see it die. If you have to do it somewhere else. But make them suffer, though. It's just an endless roller coaster, endless sine wave of just hope and despair for them. It's great. I love it. I love this roller coaster. And this is also cool that he can use his ice powers for transportation. Make them hurt so bad that they wish they'd never been born. That can be arranged. Understanding with the Paladin Corps, right, we probably wouldn't want the two most powerful magical organizations in the world to go to an open war with each other, especially if there are other beings akin to Guido on either side, right? Because if Guido alone can bring upon the end of the world, what if 5 Guidos meet on the battlefield? The world and the surrounding planets are just done for. We can guard you like a precious gem. Right, and yeah, we can get your power if you want. I really like it. It's just a throwaway line, basically. Most of my power goes to Ashgan's seal. Just a throwaway line, but perfectly explains why she's so weak. It's cool. I like it. I really like this just completely offhand, whatever explanation of something that I've been wondering about all this time. And it's also a very simple explanation. A seal is not something you just do and forget about it, it's something you have to upkeep. Cool. I won't need the seal anymore, you will, because the sword is still alive. Because Guido only threw left-handed punches. And we could repair it. Why? Why would you want to repair it? Seal it and bury it near the Earth's core. Throw it into the fucking Mount Doom. Destroy it. Research it, if you want, but then just destroy it. There is no benefit to this sword's existence. There's no benefit. Right? If it was a case that whoever unsheathes the sword gets the power to cut anything, cool. Maybe some Baphomet will rise from the grave, and the only way to stop it would be to slice it with the sword that can slice anything. And aha! We have one such thing in the vault. So we can get it, we can use it, we can defeat the big evil. Makes sense. But this sword, the only limitation it has is it won't kill the one who wields it. But everything and anything else is fair game. There's no way to use it. There's no way to use it. So why keep it? Right? It's like a stove, right? A stove that doesn't need fuel and will slowly start burning your house and then your neighborhood and then your city and then your country, but it won't burn you. Would you have a stove like that? Or would you just fucking throw it away and destroy it? Maybe research it first, but then destroy it. Like, to me, the choice is obvious. The world would be better off if it died, yeah, and it itself would be better off as well, because sweet release finally, right? This is a curse, yeah. The curse of human contact, the curse of compassion, the curse of not being able to hate, the curse of a talkative owner, the curse of chatter, the curse of something that isn't hatred, that he himself also feels. Yeah, I guess this just exemplifies it perfectly. She really is attached to Ashgan. She believes that it would be better off for everybody involved if Ashgan was dead, but it's my sword, it's my mentor, it's my friend, right? Like, I can't get myself to do that. I'm kinda glad that Guido didn't kill it, right? Cool. Cool. And in the next episode, I hear Fanora's voice. Long time no see, I'm assuming Guido will meet Fanora. And something's gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe Fanora, maybe someone else. I recognize the voice actress. Do I recognize her as Fanora's voice actress, though? Let me check that real quick. Yeah, Saori Hayami. Yep. Visha from Yajuu Senki, of course. That's the role that I will forever remember her as. Yep. Origin Witch. Interestingly, not Act 1 or Act 3 or whatever. All of the arcs we had so far were multi-parted. Not this one. It's a standalone episode. Interesting. Alrighty. So. Overall, cool episode. I enjoyed it. Had some really nice moments. I just have to admit it. It did have some really nice moments in it. My only criticism would be that I kind of wanted Guido to fight more, right? Because Guido's involvement in the fight was just throw ice, which is exactly the same thing that Matt already was doing, and then just grab the sword and punch it. Which, on one hand, shows Guido's power, right? he didn't need to get into like a full-on brawl with the sword. He didn't need to do some Kamehameha moves or whatever. Just grab and punch was enough, which is really cool. I generally enjoy it when I generally enjoy the trope where a fight is just hyped and the opponent just comes into the ring like, you know, all confident and starts cooking some magic missiles and whatnot, and our protagonist just steps in and punches his head clean off the shoulders, right? I generally enjoy it. I guess maybe the sword wasn't strong enough to warrant a full-on fight against Guido. I just kind of feel like, I don't know, I guess Matt just throwing his eyes and summoning the ice people and whatever that we already knew is not gonna work. I guess it was kind of a filler. Yeah. I guess maybe it was just filler. Because we got like pre opening flashback scenes from the previous episode, and after the opening we also got some reminder from the previous episode, and that was filler already, and I guess Matt throwing his eyes was also a bit of filler. Whatever, doesn't really matter. It was cool, all things considered. I really liked seeing Guido out of the coffin again. Interesting that his like mouth guard fell apart. I wonder if it was because Ashgan cut it, or was it because his strength is returning or something? I don't know. I wonder whether next time we see him, is his mouth guard gonna be back in place or is it gonna be discarded? I still really wonder about that original body. I really do, because there's that like whole lore built around it, right? The mouthpiece, the thingamajig on the left arm, right? The armor that is apparently just a limiter. Then there is the purple thing spread across the right arm. Is it a curse? Is that the witch's curse? Is it, I don't know, the arm of a dragon, and that's why the right arm is stronger, right? I just want to know more about Guido's body, and it's honestly kind of crazy how slowly and gradually they're portioning out the knowledge and the lore about Guido's body, isn't it? Yeah. Cool episode in general. I like how it ended. I wonder whether we're gonna see more Helga or whether we are going to see her at all in the future, or at least in this season, should there be more. She's probably gonna stick around, maybe gonna live at the organization headquarters. Maybe that's where we're going now. And that's where Guido is going to meet Fanora. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Origin Witch, though, the title. I wonder whether it's Fanora or whether they will get onto the trail of the original witch, and that's going to be the last two episodes. We need a finale, don't we? And a scuffle with the original witch or with one of the maybe descendants of the original witch. That would make for a good finale, wouldn't it? I wonder. We'll see. We still have 3 more episodes, so who's to say? Anything can happen still. Could very well be that Fanora is the final boss. Could very well be that Fanora is keeping Guido's original body alive. Wouldn't surprise me, actually. Wouldn't surprise me. We'll see. Yeah, I guess the most interesting thing about this episode was that they just didn't do any interactions between Helga and Guido. No, like, oh no, I was kissed by a woman, or oh, ew, dead body, or right, nothing of the sort. She was just taking all of it in stride. I wonder if it was cut, or was it the same way in the source material? Huh. Huh. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it right now, though. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic, and if you do, say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not just Majo to Yajuu, but also Yuki Yuna is a hero, Shangri-La Frontier, Frieren, Metallic Rouge, and Sasaki to Pichan, and others coming in the future. This season is ending and another is beginning, of course, as always. Subscribe, already said that. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Majo Record ended Yuki Yuna, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube via memberships, super thanks, super chats, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreon, Scooby, Without a Net, The Survivor, Zairainer, Absolution, Yukala, Ishtamu, Marcos, and Dr. Wodaka, Master Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them as well without having to reseal any swords.